Pandora's box is a legend of unforeseen consequences. The box is opened with the results yet to be known, and the evils of humanity fly from it. See, recreational marijuana is much different than Pandora's box. However, it has its similarities. The economic benefits of recreational marijuana are extreme, but I don't want to overlook these. But the impact of this industry is very often underestimated. I'm sure most of you have your own opinions on recreational marijuana by now. It's a huge debate with many sides and facts. However, the economic aspect is sometimes lost. I want to start by talking about the laws today. A couple countries have already legalized recreational marijuana, including South Africa, the country of Georgia, and Canada just last month. In addition, 10 states have, including Michigan, just about a week ago. I want to focus on Colorado, however, because they have had legal marijuana for the longest time. Since January 2014, which was almost 5 years ago, economists and researchers have been able to accurately get data and see how it has affected their society and their economy. The first way that it helps their economy is through a marijuana tax. This is pretty minimal in comparison to the whole industry as a whole. However, just in the first year, they made $5 million from marijuana tax. There's a 15% marijuana tax in any retail shop in Colorado. Since that first year, they have made more and more every year. Actually, $35 million has been put back into the educational systems of Colorado through this tax. Compared to the industry, however, it's very minimal. Right now, marijuana is a $35 billion industry. It's already established itself as the fastest growing industry in history. With just the 10 states that have already legalized, in 2 years, as seen here, it would be a $44 billion industry. If you look at the populations of just the 10 states compared to the 50 states of America, it would easily be over a $100 billion industry, comparing to alcohol at $108 billion. The thing is, with big industries like this, big businesses start taking over. They start kicking out all the small mom and pop shops and all the small growing companies and distributors. These companies don't care about health or the natural chemicals of this plant. They just want profit, so they do whatever they can to do that. They've gotten chemists involved and have taken the maximum THC levels from 40% to 98% in marijuana pens, lotions, and even pills and sprays. In addition to this, Ben Court, a researcher in the economy in marijuana, stated that one of his friends actually quit his job at a growing facility because his employer told him to wear a hazmat suit when spraying the plants. Now, for a product that's advertised as natural or homegrown, you really don't want these pesticides all over it. Another reason that this is a problem is because they're trying to implement the 80-20 rule, which alcohol uses, where they would like to get 80% of their product sold to 20% of the buyers. See, this is a good business standpoint and good for their economics. However, it's not good for our society and because of who it's affecting. We've come to research marijuana and who uses it a lot in the last 5 years, and we've noticed that if you spend a quarter of your income on marijuana, you're more likely to buy marijuana daily than someone that doesn't. In fact, if you make $20,000 or less a year, you're 2 times more likely to use marijuana daily than someone that makes over $50,000. Because of this, distributors have started focusing on low-income areas, which often lead to minority areas, unfortunately. This has led to extreme differences in law enforcement and our societies. For example, in the last 5 years in Colorado, underage teens being caught with marijuana, their arrest rates have changed drastically. But for whites, it's went down by 8%. For Hispanics, it's went up by 29%, and for blacks, it's went up by 58%. This is causing a larger change in our society and growing our demographics even further apart. They're following exactly what the fast food industry did years ago, which is targeting these low-income areas and trying to get low-income people to use their product and not really worrying about the higher-income societies. Just like McDonald's and many chains did long ago, they're putting all their stores in low-income areas and making it so it's more of a unwelcome thing in your town. In America, you're 1.5 times more likely to be obese if you're black, and you're 1.58 times more likely to get arrested with marijuana if you're a black teen in Colorado rather than a white teen. This is a great change in our society, and this is something that often people don't look at. Right now, we're just simply peeking into the Pandora's box that is recreational marijuana. All we see is the happiness and the money that can be made from it. However, when we fully open this box, the exploitation, discrimination, and injustice that could flow out are not expected by anyone. I'm not saying we shouldn't open this box. I personally believe that recreational marijuana should be legalized. However, I also believe that we need to address these problems before we open this box. Because once it's open, this box can't easily be closed. Thank you.